Hello everyone! Alright, we're back here in Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective Case 3, the case of the Mystified Murderess. And we've uncovered some interesting info, as we usually do. I think that Clarendon is the society burglar. His bank statements corresponded very well to the jewelry thefts. And he seemed to have moved to room 205 on purpose. I don't know who the dude he met was, though. I mean, we don't know anything about that. But we know that Loretta bought a gun in Frances's name. We know that Frances has been having memory losses and doing things by now 3 times the past months. So I think she's been under hypnosis. And I think it's Loretta. I definitely think it's Loretta. And I have some more names we could go and check. But yeah, I'm wondering if we might possibly have all the info we need. Loretta might have been angry that he wanted that Clarendon was going to marry Frances's bank account. Yeah. Yeah, what was with the wine on his shirt though, and sherry on the ground? Alcohol there. I don't know. I mean, we can always go to the judge and just check if we have all the info we need or not. Because I mean, he will tell us, and we don't get any points for that, but either. So that's good. Okay. I don't know what more to do, so let's check that.
No, gentlemen. You haven't done a thorough enough...
Okay, so we're we're definitely missing info. So, who was that guy with a scar? Maybe we could actually go and talk to Porky. Who has that inn and might know a bit about, well, not lower riffraff, but like, people who are doing, like, smuggling and I don't know, stuff. Quick carriage ride takes Holmes to the pub. Before stepping inside, the consultant detective pats his pockets, ensuring that his pocketbook is in its proper place.
Sure, I remember Clarendon. He and his lady friend used to stop in here from time to time. Usually on their way to Kilgore's gaming parlor or coming back from it. Rumor has it, Clarendon was into Kilgore for a sizable sum.
Do you happen to know how much?
£7,000 was the figure I heard. Got to the point Kilgore wouldn't allow him in the door. Clarendon made a big fuss till Gus Bullock stepped in. Clarendon backed down pretty quick. Don't blame him none. Nobody in their right mind would want to mess with the likes of Gus.
Do you think Bullock was involved in the murder?
Nothing you could tell me about that bloke would surprise me. Anyways, Kilgore makes it clear to Clarendon that he wants his money.
Here we go.
Then, a month or so later, Clarendon comes in all smiles, and he and Kilgore getting on like chums. Figure Clarendon must have paid him back. Then, Calvin Leach steps into the picture.
Now, who's Calvin Leach?
Leach deals in what you might call stolen property. Square dealer, too. Give you 1/2 the value of the article.
What does Leach have to do with Clarendon and Kilgore?
Usually nothing at all. But there it is. Leach, Kilgore, and Clarendon meeting late at night just as thick as thieves. The meetings continued on right up to, well, the night before Clarendon's death.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
now, we've been standing here jawing, and I don't recall hearing anybody order nothing. What'll it be, mate?
There we go. Yeah, Clarendon, definitely the thief. And he paid off his gaming debts to Kilgore through Calvin Leach. Okay, where's this Leech dude? Yeah, there we go. Campbell Leach was implicated in a number of jewelry thefts, but he's never been convicted. Suspecting that Leach may have a connection to this case, Holmes and Watson head off to visit the suspected fence. Watson decides to conceal a small derringer, just in case. Derringer, maybe.
What did you learn of Calvin Leach?
I think Porky Shingle said it all.
Did you ask Leach about Clarendon?
Yes.
What did he say, Watson?
Oh, yes, of course. He said he'd never heard of him.
Okay, yeah, so basically we got everything from Porky, so. Okay, what if we talk to this Kilgore dude? Claude Kilgore. Kilgore served 3 years in Pentonville prison for illegal gambling. Was cellmates with James Ryder's friend Maudsley. Holmes and Watson pull their coats tightly about them as they head out into the night towards Kilgore's place.
Any luck?
Yes and no.
I beg your pardon.
Yes, Kilgore has met Clarendon once or twice, but no, he insists he's never heard of Calvin Leach.
And you believed him?
No, not really. Okay, so I think basically Porky is actually has actually given us all the info we need, and we don't actually need to talk to any of these people. Gus Bullock. Gus Knuckles Bullock has served 3 separate terms for murder. He has a permanently reserved cell at Parkhurst Prison. Isn't any regular there? Most of the regulars stare at their feet when Watson asks for volunteers to visit Bullock. The good doctor ends up having to pay double to get the job done. For shilling that goon wouldn't kill his own mother, I can't say that he was the one that offed Clarendon. Says he was roughing up someone else at the time. Alright. Well, they definitely met. I mean, he wasn't the guy who killed him, but we know who he is, and they definitely met. About the money, presumably. Now then, do we have all the info now? Feels like you should.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, but it seems you will have to turn up a clue or 2 more before I'll judge this case.
Okay, so we're still missing something. Cool. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Very interesting. I don't know if the guy at the London Times has anything to say. Wilson hails a carriage and he and Holmes proceed to the office of the London Times. Surely Ellis, as the editor of the Times, would have some interesting news regarding this case.
Well, Watson, will Ellis see us now?
Not likely, Holmes. He's on assignment in Istanbul.
Haha, he had nothing. Okay, cool. Well... Now, what are we missing? Something about Loretta connection, maybe, to Clarendon. Like her motive, I guess. We're kind of missing. Yeah, okay, yeah, I can see how we're missing her motive. I mean, I'm just making stuff up, but yeah, we're missing her motive. How would we get that, though? I guess we can go and talk to this Robbart dude who said he would defend her. 2 men hail a carriage asking the driver to take them to Mr. Robarts' office. Normally, they would use the time to discuss the case, but this trip is taken in silence.
Have you ever met Miss Frances Nolan?
Only briefly. She wishes me to take her case.
And have you decided?
Actually, I'm quite up to my ears in several other pressing cases already.
Oh. Anything I might have heard of?
Oh, probably. Cornelius Oldwine is suing the sculptor who absolutely butchered his statue of Aphrodite.
How terribly unnerving. You know, I once commissioned a painting of Aphrodite.
No, Watson. I think we'd best be going.
Lol. Not now, Watson. Well, we've been to him. Yeah, no, maybe we need some more info about what happened at the crime scene as well. We need something more on Loretta. Okay, what other regulars have we not visited? It's Quentin Hogg. Oh yeah. Okay, London Library, why not? Holmes humors Watson and his insistence to visit London Library. A fog rolls in as their carriage heads off into the night.
The Mesmer Braid Institute was founded in 1874 as an asylum for the mentally disturbed. Oh, perhaps she's a bit of a loony.
Quite so.
The institute was named after the 17th century Austrian physician Anton Mesmer, who first discovered a technique whereby he could induce a quiet, trance-like state in patients.
Sounds suspiciously like hypnosis.
Actually, he called it mesmerism. It says that he ascribed certain mystic qualities to his process, and so was largely discredited during his lifetime. In the 1840s, Dr. James Braid, an Englishman, became interested in Mesmer's work, refined the process, and renamed it hypnotism. Right you are, Holmes.
Alright, that actually is a bit interesting, because we get back to the hypnosis thing. Yep. Definitely. We did read about that in the newspaper somewhere. Pretty sure. I don't know if it matters, but no, oh no, that was the Royal Albert Asylum. No, never mind. Whoops. Might have just painted on myself with a ballpoint pen. Whoops. Right. On library, I think we've been to basically everyone by now. Who's this dude? Legal records. Head clerk of the Office of Records Department. Okay, well, we can take the chance. Detectives decide to stroll over to the Office of Records Department as Watson insists the fresh air will do the investigation good. Holmes is not so convinced, but accompanies him nonetheless.
Both Loretta Nolan and Guy Clarendon have had several complaints filed against them, although neither of them has ever been arrested. Both have been cited for public drunkenness. Likewise, both have been involved in some unusual pranks, but no one has ever pressed charges.
Okay, well, I mean, we know that info, but still. That's all our regulars, I think. Okay, what are we missing? Who are these Davenport and Mason guys I wrote? The way Davenport's residents, the two friends ride through the streets of London, an animated debate regarding burglaries and cricket players.
So, sorry to have kept you waiting, gentlemen. I assume you are inquiring about the Nolan girls.
Yes, we are. How long have you been their solicitor, Mr. Davenport?
Oh,
Actually,
yes.
in practice, I am serving that function only for Frances. Loretta has not sought a word of my advice since she came of age and was able legally to get her hands on her trust fund. Had Loretta the presence of mind to follow my good counsel, I'm certain she would be in a far better financial situation today.
Do you recall a meeting with Miss Frances last month when she blacked out?
Well, I did have a very odd meeting with both Miss Frances and Miss Loretta several weeks ago.
How so?
Well, I wouldn't say she blacked out as such, but she did leave rather unexpectedly. We were in the middle of our discussion when I was called out of the office. I was gone not more than 20 minutes. When I returned, Miss Frances had a very strange look in her eyes. She mumbled something and promptly left. Miss Loretta laughed that very disturbing laugh of hers and departed as well.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty, fairly, yeah, okay, yeah, definitely good to go to him. Maybe Loretta wants Frances's money, and in the beginning she sees it as a prank, but she wants the money because, I don't know, she's a princess, so she feels she has a right to it, I don't know. Right, who was this Mason guy? Okay, yeah, sure, we'll go talk to him as well. Feeling that they are on the right trail, the pair head off to Dr. Mason in hopes that some of the medical mysteries in this case can be solved.
Tell us, Dr. Mason, have you determined the cause of Frances Nolan's blackouts?
Oh, true.
It's the strangest thing, really. But I examined her thoroughly and found nothing physically wrong. She could not recall receiving a bump in the head, nor did she complain of dizziness. All I could suggest that was perhaps she was overtired and prescribed rest. It remains a complete mystery to me.
Yeah, okay, yeah, now I remember who he was. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, do we have everything now, Mr. Judge?
No, gentlemen.
Crap. What are we missing? What is missing? Alright. I'ma go to the clue hints. Yeah. Yeah. His closely out of character. Yep. Yeah. Yep. 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 Oh, we haven't been to the Clarendon Estate. Oh, okay. Okay. We need to go to the Clarendon Estate. We haven't been there. Yeah, true. The son of Sir Francis Clarendon. He is a batsman for the West London Cricketers and a ranked professional international fencing. Yeah, true. I just discarded it. We should totally go there and check. Despite the hour, the pair realized that they would be remiss not to visit the home of Guy Clarendon in search of information. Duh.
I question why we have come to this location.
Oh, okay.
If clues are what we are seeking, then we are in the wrong place altogether.
No, okay, that was what I thought. Okay, so how do we find his dad? Oh, Clarendon Sir Francis. Sir Francis jointly owned several diamond mines in South Africa with Hiram Dirth until Dirth's death in 1881. He recently bought out all of his former partner's shares from the widow Bessie Dirth. Sir Francis and his wife Gertrude have one son, Guy. Okay, here's where we're going. Hoping to gain some insight from the bereaving father, Holmes and Watson hail a hansom cab and head over to the Clarendon estate. Here we go.
This is a difficult thing for a man to say about his only son. But Guy was a wastrel and a ne'er-do-well. Only a short month or so ago, I gave him £5,000 and told him that was the last he'd see of my money. I'd hoped the shock would bring the boy around, make him realize he had to settle down, instead of wasting his life on gambling and gallivanting around with that wild woman.
Which wild woman was that?
Loretta Nolan, of course.
You mentioned gambling, Sir Francis. Have you any idea with whom he gambled or who might have wanted to kill him?
I wish I did. He told us nothing. He only came around when he needed money. And when I told him there'd be no more, we never saw him. Just about broke his mother's heart. There, Gertie. We still have one another.
Nope. Moments later.
I've something you ought to know about Master Guy. One morning, rather early, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I heard a terrible clatter downstairs, so I came down to investigate. It was Master Guy just coming home. He was in a terrible state, all battered and bruised, with a fresh cut on his forehead. I asked him who did it to him, and he wouldn't say. I think he was afraid for his life.
Which is why he started stealing. Yeah. Yep. Alright, well that does coincide very well. Okay, well we have that. Borrowing money. Being cut off. Yeah, exactly. He was cut off, so we started stealing to pay. Gambling. Yes, we've done that. Yep. Yes, his bank deposits and withdrawals seem rather odd. Yes, they do. Yep, we've been to him. Yep. If you take the value of all the stolen jewelry and add it all up to £14,000, if Lich fenced it, then it would be a total of £7,000. The bank deposits bear this out. Yep. That's were paid. Then what was the motive for murder? Did the last robbery have anything to do with it? The last robbery. Yeah. Leeds. The diamond tiara. Okay, Leeds. There we go. Suspecting a connection, Holmes suggests Watson visit the home of Sir Sandford. A quick carriage ride later, and Watson is knocking at the man's door.
The tiara was a terribly valuable piece of jewelry, and it meant so much to my wife. She has been under a doctor's care since the theft. In fact, just yesterday she took a room at the hospital.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is she prone to bouts of nervousness?
Perhaps lately it seems so. She was absolutely undone when young Clarendon poured champagne down the borders of her gown at Richmond's party. Come to think of it, that was the last time she wore her tiara. She was so proud of it. And several of the ladies at that party admired it openly.
Where did Lady Leeds keep the tiara when she wasn't wearing it?
In the bottom drawer of her bureau, where she kept some of her more frilly undergarments.
Were there any signs of a search? Drawers left open, that sort of thing?
No, and that's what strikes me as so peculiar. It's as if the burglar knew right where to look.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm not really sure how this is connected to the murder of him, though. And why Loretta would buy a gun in Frances's name? Maybe Loretta was playing a prank. She was gonna play a prank on Clarendon with her sister, and then something else happened. Man, I don't know. Wow, this is getting so confusing right now. Yeah, I don't care about the billions of points. The last robbery have anything to do with it? Well, they definitely pranked Lady Leeds a lot. Send an irregular to the gun shop. Perhaps his account on who bought the gun will point you in a different direction. Well, we did go there ourselves and we got the info, but sure, I guess we can send an irregular there. The mention of a gun shop, a few of the boys nod and wink. Watson wisely ignores these boys and chooses two others instead to knows about. Here's a place we haven't been to in a long time. Guff told us a wild and beautiful young woman named Frances Nolan recently bought a gun. Yeah, it was the same info. So we got from him. Isn't it odd that only a single piece of jewelry, which was well hidden, was taken at each crime scene? Also appears that the burglary victims told their secrets to someone. Wait, the women admired it openly. They told Loretta, who then told Clarence they were in it together. Did Loretta... They were in it together. And Loretta wanted money too? Or like Clarendon like used her to pay off his debts or something? And she was angry? Do you suppose someone who had been under a doctor of mesmerism's care might learn a trick or two about hypnotism? Yes, indeed. Seems that the sisters were not particularly close. Perhaps this crime was motivated by someone who was psychologically damaged as a child. Yeah, okay, we should have all the hints now. We should have all the info now, I mean.
Hear ye, hear.
Yes, we do. Okay.
Mr. Holmes, I understand you've been looking into the murder of Guy Clarendon.
That is correct, my lord.
Would you be so kind as to tell the court who killed Mr. Clarendon?
Certainly, my lord.
I think that Frances did it, but under hypnotism.
Terribly so.
Nope. Damn it. Lol. Yeah, I messed up.
Hear ye. Mr. Holmes, I understand
I should have all the info though. Okay.
Of Guy Clarendon.
Loretta.
That is correct, my lord.
Would you be so kind as to tell the court who killed Mr. Clarendon?
Certainly, my lord.
I see.
Yeah.
And what was Loretta Nolan's motive for killing Mr. Clarendon?
Loretta only meant to scare him as a joke. She thought the gun was unloaded. She was jealous of his relationship with her sister Frances. She had her eye on the Cleopatra tiara. Clarendon had named Loretta in his will, leaving her all his worldly goods. Wow. Okay, I'm with one of these. Man, I don't know. I could see this one because they are pranksters. But why would she so pointedly buy the gun in her sister's name? I don't know. Nope, that was wrong. Lol. It was the prank. Yeah, we're gonna get 1 billion points here.
Mr. Holmes, I understand you've been looking into the murder. I see. And...
No. Oh, no, it has to do with the burglar. Okay, she wanted the tiara. Yep, yep.
Mr. Holmes, I understand you've been...
I'm doing so badly in this case. Like,
and what was... greed. Pure and simple. Now, have you determined why Frances Nolan went to Halliday's?
I have, my lord.
Please inform the court.
Dr. Mason told her it would help her bout some memory loss. She was hypnotized by her sister Loretta. Loretta told her that Guy wanted to see her. Frances wanted to declare her love for Guy. No, she was hypnotized.
Not a sisterly thing to do at all. Is there anything else you wish to report to the court?
Yes, my lord. I believe we've also solved the case of the society burglar.
You don't say. Who is the guilty party? Guy Clarendon was straight from the upper crust. Why ever would he turn to a life of crime?
His father cut him off financially. Loretta Nolan dared him to. He owed money to Calvin Leach. Kilgore insisted that he do it to pay off the debts, not because his father cut him off.
Well, you've done an admirable job in resolving this mystery. I'd say you're on a par with just about any other armchair detective out there. I would suggest, however, that you rethink this case again, thereby improving your sleuthing skills.
I didn't solve this very good. We have, like...
My word, dear Holmes. Perhaps we are in the wrong business altogether. I think I will ring up the university immediately and see if we might enroll in a detective course.
Yeah, 500. My score 500. Holmes' score 55. But I mean, Holmes' score is probably the least amount of points you can acquire. Yeah, Holmes' solution. Here we go.
Well, Watson, we should be very pleased with ourselves on this one.
Yes, indeed, Holmes.
2 cases solved for Scotland Yard. Though I doubt that Lestrade will consider himself in our debt.
2?
Yes, indeed. First, the society burglar. Clarendon was £7,000 in debt to the gambler Kilgore. Unfortunately, he was in his father's bad graces and he was flat broke.
Do you suppose Kilgore sent Bullock around to rough Clarendon up?
Good deduction, Watson. You're learning. That's why he moved into Halliday's, to escape Gus Bullock.
And to pay off his debts, he took to burglary.
Right you are. He acquired a black sweater, trousers, and a pair of black canvas shoes so as not to be seen or heard in the dead of night. He chose victims of his own class, whose social comings and goings he knew well, and whose homes he'd visited often.
I still don't understand why, after he'd settled in at Halliday's, he changed rooms.
Elementary, my dear Watson. To be at the back of the hotel with a vine-covered trellis conveniently leading in and out of his bedroom window.
Quite so. Positively clever of you.
May I continue?
Oh, please do.
On the 1st of June, Bullock tracked Clarendon down and confronted him in the lobby. Clarendon paid him the £5,000 that was given to him by his father.
But he still owed Kilgore £2,000. And that was the same evening the society burglar struck for the first time.
So pleased you've been paying attention, Watson. Soon after that, Clarendon, Kilgore, and Calvin Leach, a known trafficker in stolen goods, were seen together. Notice, if you will, that 1/2 the value of the first 3 society burglaries is equal to £2,000. Half the value being the price normally paid by Calvin Leach for stolen goods. Notice also that this same amount is equal to the balance of Clarendon's debt to Kilgore.
Fascinating. So with his new vocation, Clarendon now had an easy source of income.
Quite so, as his succeeding bank transactions evidence. On the day after each of the next 3 burglaries, Clarendon made deposits. Everything went along swimmingly, and by June 30th, his debt was paid.
But the tiara was stolen July 1st.
Yes, Watson. Apparently, young Clarendon thought he'd found himself a new vocation. He might have lasted longer at it if he'd chosen something else to steal.
Whatever do you mean, Holmes?
Loretta Nolan's delusion that she was born of royal parentage proved to be his undoing.
If she took it, how did she manage? No one saw her enter or leave.
She came and went the same way Clarendon did, via the trellis. She was armed with a derringer purchased at Esgoth's in her sister's name. Clarendon returned from his night's work and poured 2 glasses of wine in celebration. That's when Loretta Nolan shot him and took the tiara.
How wicked of her.
Not nearly as wicked as what she did next.
What?
She went to her sister Frances's home and hypnotized her. She then proceeded to instruct her to go to Clarendon's room with the derringer and fire it into the ceiling.
Incriminate her own sister? But why?
If we could determine that precisely, we could start our own institute.
Sick mind, no doubt. But tell me, Holmes, how did Clarendon know the precise locations of each of his victims' jewels?
Excellent question, Watson. Although there is no clear-cut evidence for this, I can only assume that Loretta Nolan must have been in on it too. The only way Clarendon could have known the locations of the jewels was if the victims themselves had told him where to look. None of them recalls having told anyone, but in fact they did tell someone.
Who?
Loretta Nolan. She managed to hypnotize each of the ladies whose jewels were stolen and got them to reveal the precise locations of the family treasures.
And left them with no memory of having done so.
Precisely.
Astounding, Holmes.
Elementary, my dear Watson.
Well, there we go. That was Holmes's version of it. Well, I don't know if I mean, it's not like anyone ever commented on that there was a shot in the ceiling. Like, I mean, if you had commented on that at some point, it would have been easier. I don't know. I don't feel like we got enough evidence to get all the details, but most of it, definitely. Alright, well anyways, that's the end of Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective Case 3, the case of the Mystified Murderess, and it's also the end of this trilogy, Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. Yeah. I've had a lot of fun. I hope you guys have had fun too. A little different Sherlock Holmes games, but still a lot of fun. I love the sort of cheesy video. This is so fun. They look so weird. Some of them look so fake, but it's amazing. And I hope you guys enjoyed it too. So we got some more Sherlock Holmes, which is always fun. And yeah, we'll see what we play next. So thank you all very much for watching and sharing these games with me. And I'll see ya. Bye!